This is Pass the Rock.
Hey, Coach, Fight Club. Hey,
Gentlemen,
Coach,
let's go ahead and watch hypothetical middle-aged men take shots at each other. And let's wrap things up with the Head Coach Fight Club featuring the NFC South, the Snoozer Fest brawl of the Head Coach Fight Club. Let's go. Do we have any music?
Head Coach Fight Club.
Not really.
Head Coach.
No?
We're gonna
Okay.
fight.
I'll make a different one for this year that doesn't get copyright flagged every time.
Head
All right.
Coach.
Sounds
Fight
good.
Club.
Well, everybody, let's go ahead and meet our combatants. In the 1 versus 4 seed, you have Todd Balls versus Dave Canales.
Side
All right,
balls.
Very tough to find pictures of Dave Canales, by the way. There's not a lot of them out there.
What about there he is.
the back of his head.
Oh
Right
god.
there.
I'm not surprised if that's given to me as a
This-
gift someday.
Well, it's a very
don't
wild
bet
book,
those.
so I don't know if
Well,
you need that book.
I already had someone in my family give me multiple Tony Dungy books, so
Oh, nice.
and let's move on before I
Tony
Let's go.
Dungy. Oh, God.
All right. So yeah, let me put this image back on the screen. Yeah, you have brand new to the division head coach Dave Canales joining Carolina from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then Todd Bowles, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you have former offensive coordinator versus former current head coach. Let's now move on, gentlemen, to the next one. Dennis Allen of the New Orleans Saints in the 2 spot against Raheem Morris of the Atlanta Falcons. He has returned to the Atlanta Falcons to take over for the reigning, defending, well, no longer defending, Arthur Smith. And you can't see me put my dukes up. There you go. It's the Arthur Smith. Put your
I
dukes
grabbed
up.
this picture of Raheem Morris specifically because it looks like he's laughing at Dennis Allen.
I like that.
Is he laughing at Dennis Allen doing that?
I wish I had seen that one during my searches, but I was trying to do those quick because I realized I didn't have the NFC South made.
Always type in the name and then funny. It usually hits.
Usually. Now, gentlemen, do we want to go with the 1 seed against the 4 seed, or do we go 2-3? Your call. What are we feeling? I know this isn't the sexiest of matchups.
Let's start 2-3.
All right, let's start with the 2-3. So the tail of the tape, Dennis Allen, a somewhat spry 51 years of age, standing allegedly at 6 feet tall.
Allegedly.
Raheem Morris, however, 47 years of age, is a few years younger than Dennis Allen, and more so or less confirmed to be 6'1". Gentlemen, there is not much of a height reach advantage going either way, nor is there really a age disparity that we have to be worried about for one of our combatants to have to use the primetime rewind. But it's still there for you to use. As a reminder, all hosts have 2 rewinds that they can use to hypothetically put these guys back in the prime of their lives to make a fight either more fair or just skew it one way or the other. Now, since we are starting with Dennis Allen and Raheem Morris, it's more or less probably not going to be like important for us to use the rewind unless you guys want to. But
For a man this young?
For a man that young, look at him. He's just getting it. He heard bringing it from the 99 to the 2000s and immediately ran to the locker room. Now, I'm going to spin this wheel, and we are going to determine how this fight plays out. All right. We have everyone's current favorite option, pro wrestling. Let's go.
I thought I was hitting
All
this.
right.
It is time.
You're definitely going to have to fix this in post.
Well, now that you've thrown that up here, it's going to make it more difficult.
I didn't throw that up there. That was bad.
That was just to give you an idea of what it might look like.
Well, we did it for real. We spun the wheel, guys. What are you talking about?
Fair enough. All right. Anyway,
Nick,
I
what?
think James.
Is the man retarded? I mean,
we're trying to make this a shorter episode.
I mean, we're doing pretty
There's
good.
no way this has happened.
Insane.
We're like 3 more derailments away from us going over. Anyway, let's go ahead. I will kick things off with my scenario in this. Now, the setting for this is going to be on a neutral field, a neutral arena, gentlemen. All right. These guys are going to duke it out at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, site of WrestleMania 35, if I remember that correctly. Anyway, this is going to be just a standard old wrestling bout. Down comes the ramp. First off is Dennis Allen. Raises his hands, does his little dance, gets into the ring, and he waits for good old Raheem Morris. Just chugging along. He runs down to the ring like he's the Ultimate Warrior from the 1980s. Does this whole jacked up thing. Points at Dennis Allen, starts laughing at him like in that photo. Why is he laughing at Dennis Allen? You'll find out soon enough. These two men meet right in the middle of the ring. They lock up. Raheem Morris, being a bigger, stronger man, right? Gets him in a headlock, starts punching his head in, throws him up against the ropes, hits him with a clothesline, immediate elbow drop. Dennis Allen off to a really bad start. Dennis Allen, he's a smart gentleman, all right? He is a smart, defensive-minded head coach. So what does he do? He baits Raheem Morris to do it again. Raheem Morris goes for another elbow drop. He rolls out the way, kicks up, and immediately just starts kicking on Raheem Morris. Crowd is just going mild for this less than sexy matchup. All right, Dennis Allen gets him up, and he's going to put him into the old Dennis Allen DDT. But Raheem Morris, he had something waiting for this guy. Man who embarrassed him in the final game of last season. Whose music is hitting? It's Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston comes out of the crowd, throws crab legs at Dennis Allen to distract him. Raheem Morris gets him up, hits him with a good old choke slam. 1, 2, 3. It is over. Courtesy of an assist from Jameis Winston. Raheem Morris helps him eat the W.
Well, the scene from Easy Porn happening.
They'll be eating plenty of stuff on that side, but not W's. That's for sure. But yeah, I have a Raheem Morris absolutely
Wings for P?
clowning this guy. What's up?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. That's a deep.
All right. Deep cut. All right. We'll go ahead and pass this rock off next to Patrick.
Okay. I'm not even gonna waste any time with this. Dennis Allen has no chance. Raheem Morris is just gonna beat the crap out of him as fast and as quickly as possible. He might have to for kayfabe reasons let Dennis Allen get a few shots in, but no.
Oh, you think this is a squash match? Okay. Well, that kind of deflates whatever I thought Bethke was going to come up with, unless Bethke.
Well, I've got nothing to say, but I'll defend Dennis Allen here. So we have a winner. Raheem Morris is one. I can live with that. However, I will choose a surprise upset for mine. So this will officially go down as a 2-1. Because this right here, that right there.
I don't like that it blocks Caesar.
That right there reminds me of a once great wrestler. I don't have that big of a wrestling bag. You know what I mean? Ayo. I don't have that big of a wrestling bag. It's been a long time. But you know what this kind of reminds me of? He looks kind of like Ken Shamrock to some degree.
Oh shit, that's a throwback.
Boom.
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut.
He pulls Ken Shamrock all the way back out of he uses his primetime rewind, not mine. He uses a different one. And pulls Ken Shamrock out of his fucking ass. Literally, he's dressed up as Ken Shamrock, and then he goes back in time. His asshole's a vortex to the multiverse, and he grabs and removes Prime Ken Shamrock, and has him beat Raheem Morris's ass for him. Wins.
All right. That was certainly an interesting cut.
WWE Writers Union, whatever. Where you at?
They don't have the union, but
you got rid of Vince McMahon. I'm on board now. I can work with you.
So you're saying that Dennis Allen wins because he pulled the man out of his ass?
That's exactly. Well, that's kind of opposite of Diddy. I think Diddy would be putting.
Later.
At some point. Eventually,
at some point there was a release.
Just wouldn't be comfortable to live like that. So,
all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next round. We get the 1-4 matchup.
I got you. I'll be in charge.
All right, word. You can go ahead and hide it then. All right, let's go ahead and ask the almighty wheel, whom will be fighting in what type of match? And I'm spinning the wheel, and it's telling me we got a good old-fashioned bar fight, baby.
Don't do it. God damn it.
God damn it, Becky. No. Why?
I was honestly hoping one of these was programmed wrong, and it'd be kind of funny, too.
No, I actually spent the extra 20 seconds to make sure I got them right. Now it'll be funnier if I mess one up.
All right. Now, where does this fight take place? We said it's a bar fight. How often do these coaches meet up for drinks? I'll tell you when. During draft season.
Detroit.
During combine season. This is during Indianapolis combine weekend.
These two are drinking?
These two are drinking in the same bar at the same time. Not together. All right. Todd Bowles. He's talking to some of his buddies, some of his scouts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're like, that son of a bitch, Dave Canales, the only reason he has a head coaching job is because I promoted him. It had nothing to do with Bruce Arians. Tom Brady, who? What? He didn't even work with Tom Brady. That was all Leftwich. That did all that, right? Dave Canales, he's talking to a waitress, flirting with her. He wrote in his book he's cheated on his wife before. Nobody ever said that he stopped cheating, allegedly.
Well, the book probably says that. I haven't read it, but I would imagine that's probably a chapter.
Yeah, it's like what they say. Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's
like
only going to apply to Dick Canales.
The end of the book is like, well, I'm always going to be me, but we still love each other.
That's right.
What is
and
this?
Listen, as he
the red couch. Is that Jada Pinkett Smith thing?
He's gonna go on Jada soon with this. This is the sequel. Is him and Jada actually? Dave and
forward
Jada.
by Tony Dungy. Appropriate that this is taking place in Tony Dungy's old stomping grounds as a head coach. All right, but Dave, he overhears this. He can't believe that his old boss would be saying something like this. So he goes over there with a copy of his book, by the way. And he tells Todd Bowles, listen here, you ungrateful asshole. If it wasn't for my offense, that sorry sack of shit defense that you out there running would be nothing. Todd Bowles has had enough. He slaps that book out of his hands, shoves him. All right. Takes a good old shot of Malort. They're in the Midwest, so I assume that the Midwesterners just drink Malort like crazy. If you've never had it, you are blessed. Anyway, Dave Canales, he's a born-again Christian, I believe. He's only been drinking, club soda with a splash of cranberry, some lime in there, telling everybody it's a vodka cranberry so he doesn't look like a total, like, hey, this is the good old boys club. We can't trust people that don't drink with us here. He knows the game, so he's playing, So he's sober. Top Bowles, he's got that buzz going. He's got that buzz going, and speech is slurring just a little bit. Dave Canales, he thinks he has everything in hand. Goes for a punch. He didn't see Top Bowles. He's also double-fisted. He got a beer. Let's call it Stella Artois. He seems like a classy man. Hits him right upside the head. Dave Canales is just shook by what just happened. What happens? Tall Bowles starts beating that guy's head across the bar top, gets the book, American Society X style, just Dave Canales, no teeth.
With the book?
With the book.
Damn.
It's over. Tall Bowles wins. Dave Canales, you're going to take one of many L's this year, starting here at the Fight Club. Bethke, go on. Tell us how this bar fight plays out in your scenario.
Well, this is a very simple bar fight because Todd Bowles is a very smart man. He's had Dave Canales in the room with him. You know what I mean? He knows who he's got to deal with. So they're not just at any bar. They're at a bar south of the border called the Titty Twister. And Todd Bowles is a holy man. He's strapped with everything he needs. He knows Dave Canales can't resist what's about to come his way.
Oh God.
And just as the dawn sets, or just as dusk starts to set, Todd Bowles is out of there. And there's a bar fight. But it's Dave Canales fighting for his life for a bar full of vampire strippers.
From dusk till dawn. God damn it.
His brother Quentin Tarantino dies early. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, shout out to that movie.
All right.
Probably the first cool thing I ever saw with the name Jacob. He lived through the whole thing, but it was biblical, and I was like, ask.
All right. Well, Patrick, it appears that Tall Bowles is a 2-up favorite. He's one, but do you have a scenario that contradicts so, or do you have this being a unanimous sweep?
Well, the way I see this is kind of Todd Bowles sitting there with his port, looking at a playbook, just kind of by himself doing his work. I don't know how old he is. I just assume
he's 60.
Yeah, he's drinking port.
You don't think he's just going to crisp beer? You think he's going port?
He needs something. His taste bud. He's old enough. His taste buds are dying. He needs something that's terrible to us people with taste buds that he can taste again. Soon with a port.
Cough syrup.
Studying his playbook, and down on the other end of the bar is Dave and the bros, and they're fucking beer and a shot, pounding Natty and Jameson or whatever. Just because they're terrible. Actually, it's Natty and Jaeger probably because they're terrible decision makers. Is this the
primetime throwback? Are you getting single Canales? Is that what this is? Or
no, I just don't believe a word.
Canales is young. He's young enough that he doesn't need a primetime.
Well, but you have the primetime throwback to when he was in this stage of his life. Did we all just use ours?
Well, we're just assuming that because he wrote a book that that he's changed his ways. So bros being bros, and it's not a big deal until eventually. One bro's like, oh man, go deep. I can throw you this football in here in a tight spiral. And they do, and someone bumps into Bowles. He's like, hey guys, do you mind? I'm trying to work here. And Dave's like, oh, that's old Todd, man. He used to be my coach, man. And Todd's like, yeah, hey David, how are you? And Dave and the bros are like, oh no, fuck that guy. And then they try to start a fight. But pretty quickly, Todd Bowles just turns into Patrick Dempsey from Roadhouse. He rips out 2 throats for no reason.
Patrick Dempsey? You mean Swayze?
Swayze, sorry. Yeah, not McDreamy, but
dude,
the guy from Ghost.
Now that we have the technology of AI, and you just someone could.
I'm sure it exists. Yeah. Swayze. He goes full Swayze. He rips out a few throats, and then he just sits back down and finishes his port, pays his tab, and leaves. And he has won the fight.
It is unanimous. What a beautiful ending to a lovely story.
I'm mostly glad you guys just didn't dick around and pick Dennis Allen the first time because I didn't even bother to make a round 2 fight with Dennis Allen's picture in it.
I know, I saw that.
So I did technically pick Dennis Allen, but I saw that you did that already, and then it was already voted for me. So
It would have been
technically, I
funny
did
for
my
me to
part.
have to scramble because I could have put it together, but
I didn't realize that Bethke's bar fight brawl was gonna go supernatural and us like that.
so now we get
We get Todd Bowles versus Raheem Morris. All right, gentlemen. Now let's take this back to the tail of the tape. Todd Bowles at a not so ripe 60 years of age, standing at 6'2". Raheem Morris, 47 years of age, standing at 6'1". You look at these two gentlemen standing next to each other. You know, they look like they're pretty built. They look pretty much equal in terms of mass here.
there's a lot more gray on one of those faces, though.
And that is true. Now, will one of these fights benefit either Raheem or Todd? We shall find out as I spin the wheel one last time for the NFC South to determine who goes to the winner's bracket and who goes to the loser's bracket. Here we go.
I can already see you trying to stare at him to pick.
All right. This is a good old-fashioned boxing match, baby. We're going 12.
Oh, wrong button.
Fake out.
Wrong button. Wrong button.
Why is the dickhead still there? All right. We got a boxing match going, baby. And he'll do it again. So, we have our tail of the tape. These gentlemen, they're not separated by much in terms of height, arm length, all right? But the age, that'll certainly play a factor. Raheem Morris is 13 years younger, and in theory, probably has a little bit better stamina. Will this fight go the distance? Let's find out. I'll kick things off in this one. All right. So this is a catch weight fight because I don't know how much these two men weigh, but they look like they weigh about the same weight. But it's catch weight. It doesn't really matter. These two gentlemen, they make their ways to the ring, touch gloves, bell rings, and we're going. Raheem Morris, he's a little bit lighter on his feet. He likes to dance around in there. He's all flashy. Starts off with a couple jabs. He's really just punching the air, really trying to get into Tall Bowles' head. But Tall Bowles, he's right of mine. He's a vet. He's been around the ring before. All right, now he may not be the fastest with his hands, all right, but he has an impenetrable defense. All right, so here we go. This man punches up. All right, you got Raheem Morris. He's just trying to jab, trying to find a body part, like a body part to hit. There's really nothing going on. Todd Bowles, he picks the spots. Boom, boom. Starts getting Raheem Morris a couple times with a couple jabs. Bah, bah. Raheem Morris like, oh, woo, all right. That woke me up. Here's the thing. Raheem Morris, he's been on both sides of the ball, baby. He's been on offense and he's been on defense, and he's done both relatively well. What does that mean? How does that translate to the boxing ring? This man switches his stances. He goes from traditional to southpaw, baby. He starts, yeah, that's right. He starts hitting with the lefts, starts leading with those lefts. Todd Bowles is like, oh, he's an old-fashioned type of a fighter, right? Old school. He's not used to this. He's like, oh, what the hell? I'm not used to this. Raheem Morris starts getting some jabs in, getting a couple straights in there. Bell rings. We go into round 2. Scorecard looks about even. But this wouldn't be fun if this goes the distance. So what happens? Todd Bowles, people in his ears like, listen, this young cat, he's got it. He's got the juice. All right, you're not built to go against this type of a guy. All right, you're gonna need to go all out. So what does he do? Starts throwing haymakers. He's getting wild with it. But Raheem Morris, this is what he's wanted. He wanted to play mind games. He thought it was gonna take effect later on in the fight. He didn't realize round 2, I got this cat right where I want him. Starts using that youth, using that speed. Uppercut, baby. Todd Bowles flies in the air like Charlie Murphy, kicking Prince up against the mirror in that one episode of Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Todd Bowles. And Raheem Morris wins with a knockout in the second round.
Oh.
Let's go, Bethke, Patrick. Which one of you wants to go and finish this one up?
I'll jump in here.
All right.
and Patrick can be the decider.
Am I pointing at Bethke or am I pointing at Patrick?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I forget. Wait, who did you just pick? No, it's
I
all right.
picked
I didn't give anything away
Good
'cause I didn't
save.
listen. What did you just say?
I picked Raheem Morris.
Okay.
Raheem Morris is the winner.
No.
As far as you guys, I'm like, whoever wants to go next.
Okay, so I'm going to simulate this one late into the rounds like I did last time we did boxing. And don't worry, there's no stools nefariously falling into, people's spinal cords. This one is a different kind of fight. This is a big-time slobber knocker. Both men are beat up and bruised up. They're sweating. Everyone's cheering. They're going crazy. In the middle of the fight, they stop. Raheem Morris is like, I have to reason with you. He's like, Todd, why are we fighting each other? There's so few of us in this class. We had to do everything to get here. Todd Bowles looks at him and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a coach. Punches his face in. Decapitation. Todd Bowles.
Oh.
How's he supposed to fight in the losers bracket?
We have witchcraft and stuff.
We've always put them back together.
Yeah, let's put him back for tape. All right, Todd Bowles. It is 1-1. Patrick, you are the tiebreaker. Who wins and in what scenario do you have them winning?
Yeah, so kind of similar. I've got to what Bethke was doing. I think this one goes pretty deep. I don't think there's a whole lot of craziness in it. I think it's a really boring fight, like every Floyd Mayweather fight that's ever been. Just painful to watch, a waste of your money. But in the end, the guy who's 15 years younger and hasn't been coaching for the last 15 years, he's just got the extra stamina. He's got the mental fortitude, and he's gonna win by a judge's decision. But Raheem Morris is gonna win in the most boring possible way.
A lot of deflections.
There's just not a lot. I mean, this whole division.
He won on points.
This whole division's pretty boring. There's just not a lot of flair.
How lame the division is.
There's not a lot of flair in any of this.
That's actually a pretty good way to.
I think they shake hands at the end. It's really lame. But Morris will come out on top.
They both raise each other's arms.
Yeah.
Sign of good sportsmanship. There's no shit talking.
They're like, look, we're both gonna be fighting in the big tournament later. Let's not kill each other now.
Todd Bowles is just sitting there and he's just like bloodied up and beat up. And he's like, really the best friends are the friends we made along the way.
Because if I can change, then you can change.
Oh, God. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Todd Bowles is in the losers bracket, and your winner of the NFC South Head Coach Fight Club is Raheem Morris. Yeehaw!
Well, we don't
I don't have the solo shot, so
we have that. So
there's your loser.
Oh yeah, Dennis Allen is a loser.
This is Past the Rock.